Democrats are going to go. I've
So
been
are
back.
they.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I was just about to say that's exactly right. That I'm seeing some indicate we're done with shutdowns. I have shared with you this week. You've got op-eds in the Washington Post saying, hey, Biden's just got to deal with it now. No more lockdowns. You have Bill de Blasio saying he's never been in favor of lockdowns. It's just insane. You have some Californians who are like, yeah, we can't do that again. By the way, we are at a record high number of cases right here, right now, in this moment in the United States. Yet we've gone through 2 years of lockdowns, mask mandates, regulations, more and more and more, rules. Don't open, no, don't open. Put this on your face, no, don't, wait, do, and do too. All of these things we've gone through, and it's still here. So I wonder how COVID affects, again, as we're talking the politics of Florida in 2022, how COVID has an effect on Florida in that, what if things get bad, right? What if? I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. What if there was a variant that just slams us and our worst fears are realized, they start to hit maximum capacity at hospitals, whatever it is. That's one thing. I don't think that that's going to happen. I just don't. But politically speaking, if you do see those Democrats begin to err on the side of, yeah, we're not going to do lockdowns anymore and we're going to be open and we're just going to have to deal with this, what I call the Ron DeSantisation of New York and California, if they begin to do that and say, yeah, we just got to live with it, is that the ultimate compliment and vindication for Ron DeSantis? The media won't hop on, they won't do a big celebration of it, but you've seen in the past a few times where New York Times, where CNN and others have said, you know what, DeSantis was right. And they got through this, and you begin to look at all the peripheral stuff of COVID, where fewer suicides, fewer domestic abuse, fewer cases of drug overdoses, and an economy that's booming, even with all the crap that we've been through. And by the way, we rely on tourism. You know, we're not Iowa. We rely on tourism, and yet we are still booming. And all of that brings me to the final assessment here. What will happen to Ron next year? Governor DeSantis has to win a second term. Let's put aside all this talk about him running for president. Look, it's always in the back of some politician's mind here or there. But Governor DeSantis knows, again, to go back to razor-thin margins, if people get too confident or worse, cocky, he could be in for trouble. I think it's going to be Charlie Crist that is the nominee for the Democratic Party. And I get how hard it is for us, meaning conservatives, you listening right now, Katrina, Ian, to even think that Charlie Crist would be a formidable opponent. But he will be. I'm telling you. The guy is a fundraising machine. He knows retail politics really, really well. And as much as I love Ron DeSantis and the job that he's done, there are times when Ron is not the most affable guy. You know, Ron has a great personality, and again, just knowing him personally, but when he gets on stage sometimes or he's interacting with media, it's not Charlie Crist. Now, I understand who I'm speaking to right now. You streaming us or listening in the car, and you're like, Radel, you're an idiot. Charlie Crist is all over the map, you know, with what he's said, what he's done, his policy, just listen to this guy.
Hi, this is Charlie Crist calling to set the record straight.
Yeah,
I'm pro-life. I oppose amnesty for illegal immigrants. I support traditional marriage.
I love this.
And I have never supported a new tax or big spending program. I support a constitutional amendment to protect traditional marriage, and I oppose adoption by gay couples. And I work to ensure the right to display the Ten Commandments in public places. Floridians need a consistent conservative governor that they can trust. I would appreciate your vote on Election Day. Thank you so much, and God bless you, and God bless Florida.
Ten Commandments, no gays.
Sponsored by the Hypocrite Turncoat Party.
It's crazy. It is so insane. And he gets let off the hook over and over and over by the media. But I say all this because I want to, again, focus on Governor DeSantis, not even any challengers. We don't know who will receive the Democratic nominee. Maybe, possibly some self-funder comes out and is like a Rick Scott. Remember, Rick Scott self-funded a ton. You could have that, and maybe they're charismatic with this and that, but I just don't think that they're going to waste their money against someone like a DeSantis. He is a powerhouse.
Why would you pick this year?
Yeah, this is a really crappy year for Democrats. And again, just historically, but you couple that with the idiot in the White House, I don't know. I don't know what Fried or Christ are thinking, with the exception of like, hey, this is my last hurrah, whatever, let's see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing or thinking. But they seem to be all in. They still have a chance. Nikki Fried could say, hey, I'm done. I'm gonna run again for ag commissioner. Charlie Crist could say, you know what, I'm bowing out. I'm going to stay in the U.S. Congress, keep my nice little plush lifestyle. They could do that, and they will have successfully done a lot of fundraising and raised their stature. But to go to DeSantis, is there anything that can stop his momentum? Let me just say flat out, yes. What it is, don't know. But it's a long time until November. But I think if Governor DeSantis just continues to do what he has done with no fear whatsoever and total trust in his gut and conservative principles, I think that he gets reelected as our governor to serve a second term, and we remain a red state with a Republican-controlled state legislature, a governor's mansion, and good things are in store. We're going to take a break and be back. I'm Trey Radel. This is The Drive.
92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
When you donate to the American Red Cross, a vehicle is more than a car. We accept cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, RVs, and more. Any vehicle in almost any condition, whether they start or not. But did you know it can also be good for your wallet? By donating your car, you could qualify for a tax deduction. To learn more or to donate a vehicle today, call 855-927-2227 or visit redcross.org/car donation.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We'd like to think a new year wipes the slate clean, but we're realists at Annex Wealth Management. Challenges remain. Market volatility, taxes, a pesky virus. It makes you wonder, what's next? Annex Wealth Management is ready to face those issues with you as a fee-only fiduciary with Wealth Metric. More than a portfolio review, it addresses your investment, retirement, and tax plan. If you ask, how am I doing? Or more importantly, what am I missing? Visit AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button. We're ready. Know the difference. Annex Wealth Management.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list. And in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Gary, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection. License number CCC 1326213.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. New Year is around the corner. I want to tell you about my friends at Brits Carpet Outlet who can bring you a new look for your floors. So look, you got the winter season around the corner here. You got family, friends, people coming from up north. You got parties. You got good stuff to do. So now is the time to get that beautiful luxury vinyl floor installed to handle all the extra traffic. Whether it's feet or children beating the hell out of your floors like mine do. This is the vinyl floor that can take it. It looks great, it wears great, and it is waterproof. So spills or pet accidents do no damage at all, and cleanup is as easy as a damp paper towel. We love these floors. Brits offers luxury vinyl plank in literally hundreds of colors and styles to match any decor. So to match your style, just bring a scrap of fabric or slipcover to Brits Carpet Outlet. They're in Fort Myers and Cape Coral. Brits always features great low prices. And 2022, by the way, marks their 50th year in business. Shop Brits Carpet Outlet soon, and be sure to tell them that Trey Radel sent you.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks end a choppy trading day near session lows. The Dow and S&P 500 had been in record territory earlier. The Dow closed at 36,398, down 90 points. The S&P 500 fell 14 to 4,778. The Nasdaq was down 24, ending the day at 15,741. Unemployment claims fell to an almost 50-year low. 198,000 workers filed for their first jobless benefits last week. It's down 8,000 from a week earlier. It's a reassuring sign that the COVID spike has not led to many layoffs. Tesla shares fell 1.5% today. The company is recalling almost 500,000 Model 3 and Model S cars. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Roger Stern, invested in you.
When Natalie was diagnosed with cancer, she took control of her health. When Natalie wanted to help other people with cancer, she became a doctor. When Natalie wanted to make quality care affordable, she became a researcher. When Natalie's patients needed innovative treatments, she found them. Conquer Cancer supports researchers like Dr. Natalie McKenzie, so we can conquer every cancer for every patient, everywhere. Cancer research saves lives. Learn more at conquer.org. That's Conquer.
Getting it right. All day and all night. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right. All along.
This news update is presented by Forum Chiropractic and Dr. Amy Robbins.
Surging at an alarming rate. I'm Steve Rappaport, Fox News. The CDC recording nearly 2 million new COVID-19 cases nationwide in the last 7 days.
At least 15 states this week reporting their highest single-day totals ever. The head of the CDC, however, said that hospitalizations continue to be relatively low. That is not the picture being given out from 6 Atlanta hospitals, home of the CDC. They are saying they're seeing a staggering surge in COVID patients, both adults and children, almost all of them unvaccinated. And, of course, the real numbers for COVID could be even much higher than are being reported. That's because so many Americans using the rapid at-home tests and not reporting the results.
Fox's Steve Harrigan. More than 1,200 flights landing in or taking off from the U.S. canceled today as airlines struggle with staff shortages tied to COVID-19. The flight tracking website FlightAware reports more than 600 domestic flights scheduled for tomorrow are already grounded. President Biden and Russian leader Vladimir Putin speaking by phone today as tensions mount over Russia's troop presence on the border with Ukraine.
Russia invaded and annexed parts of Ukraine in 2014 and also invaded neighboring Georgia in 2008. Top Biden administration officials say the United States is prepared to hit Russia with sanctions that the Kremlin has never seen before.
Fox's Rich Edson. A wildfire in northern Colorado fueled by strong winds, forcing about 13,000 residents to evacuate. The fire in Superior is one of many blazes that started in an area with wind gusts topping 100 miles per hour. Wall Street ends the trading day on a negative note.
The Santa Claus rally hits a...
Doesn't want voter ID, but Uncle Sam says we have to do a station ID. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right. All along.
News. Unemployment claims fell, holding below pre-pandemic levels as the labor market remains tight.
The Fox Business Network's Jerry Willis. America is listening to Fox News.
Weather Authority.
As we look ahead to the remainder of your Thursday evening, expect mainly clear skies and temperatures gradually dipping into the lower to mid-70s. We'll bottom out in the mid to upper 60s overnight tonight and into your early Friday morning with patchy dense fog possible around the area. Fog lifts by around 9 or 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, leaving mostly sunny skies and a warm Friday afternoon with temperatures topping out in the mid-80s. From the Wink Weather Studio, I'm meteorologist Greg Rule.
Hey guys, Dr. Amy here, your favorite chiropractor. We're back for your daily dose of Did You Know Chiropractic can help with that. Today we're going to talk about ear infections. Now this is typically something that you would think of just little kids getting, but I've seen a lot of adult patients come in my office in the last couple of weeks with ear infections, believe it or not. And so the interesting thing is that chiropractic can actually help ear infections. When people have chronic ear infections, typically the top bone in their spine shifts out of alignment, is not in the right place. So if you get that top bone back where it's supposed to be, it can help the person who has chronic ear infections no longer suffer from ear infections. It doesn't matter if you're an adult who has ear infections or if you're a child who has ear infections, chiropractic can help with that. So if you or a loved one that you know has chronic ear infections, call us at 239-628-4899. And always remember, your power is on.
Woodward, Piers & Lombardo, the first established law firm on Marco Island, is proudly celebrating 50 years of providing legal services throughout Collier County with offices in Naples and Marco. A lot has changed in 50 years, but what hasn't changed is the common sense approach to the law the attorneys of Woodward, Piers & Lombardo have built their practice upon. Putting you first in their priority, whether they're advising you on business decisions, designing your estate plan, guiding you through divorce and litigation, or representation in zoning, permitting, and land use with counties and cities to overseeing your next real estate transaction. Woodward, Piers & Lombardo, first for 50 years in serving Collier County with quality, effective, and efficient legal representation, working with individuals, businesses, and local governments in an array of legal matters. Woodward, Piers & Lombardo, with locations in Naples and Marco Island. For more information, visit their all-new website at WPL-legal.com. That's WPL-legal.com.
After Trey, don't miss what Levin has to say. Keep it right here. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Let's have a little fun.
This is The Drive with Trey Radel.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. Our last hour. Last show of the year. Let's have a little fun at the top of this hour here. Take a few minutes to, but first of all, props to Ian, who has gathered together just a bunch of Biden clips. You know what? Let's take a minute. I don't know if we get through all of them, but we'll do kind of rapid fire stuff here. Ian, you took some time on this, man. You've got quite a bit here. This is all from this year.
Yeah, it's all from like the last 10 months. It's you don't have to go back far to find some great gaffes.
Careful with the gaffes.
I know. Mistakes, mess-ups, screw-ups, whatever you want to call it.
The onset of dementia.
Yes. Some would call it signs and symptoms.
Let's just start with some rambling.
So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to... Anyway.
By the way, I am hearing this with you for the first time. I mean, I'm sure that all of us have heard these, but Ian gathered all these up, and I'm here with you reacting to these. Anyway, that is a problem because he often will get very confused, start digging a hole that gets deeper and deeper and deeper, and the way that savior to get out of there is the word anyway.
It's also probably a cue to the person on the other end of the earpiece to tell me something.
Say something. What's this one?
President, what did you order? Chocolate chip.
Oh, yeah. These representative of the tough questions that Joe Biden has faced this year.
Probably one of the better decisions he made over the year.
Chocolate chip?
Yeah.
One of the more successful ones. Here he is. One of the things that... we've had a few people who've called us that are registered nurses who have spent a lot of time helping people with the onset of dementia or dementia patients. And one thing that they have repeatedly expressed to us is that it's a very sad thing when you have the onset of dementia. The person gets very frustrated and tends to get very angry. And we've seen Biden's temper snap quite a bit.
Why are you so confident he'll change his behavior, Mr. President?
Yeah, I'm not confident he'll change his behavior. What the hell? What do you do all the time? When did I say I was confident?
You said in the next 6 months you'll be able to determine.
What I said was, let's get it straight. I said what will change their behavior is if the rest of the world reacts to them and it diminishes their standing in the world. I'm not confident of anything. I'm just stating the fact.
But given his past behavior has not changed, and in that press conference after sitting down with you for several hours, he denied any involvement in cyber attacks. He downplayed human rights abuses. He even refused to say Alexei Navalny's name. So how does that account to a constructive meeting as President Putin?
You don't understand that. You're in the wrong business.
Is this what China
That was the closer there, where he talked down to what the hell do you do is what he started with, and then he told her, if you don't understand that, you're in the wrong business. Yeah, I know it applies to every one of these, but if Donald Trump were to say something like any Republican, quite frankly, if a female Republican spoke to another female that way, she would be called a woman-hating misogynist. Here he is being creepy.
I got them $1.9 trillion relief so far. They're going to be getting checks in the mail that are consequential. I wrote the bill on the environment. Pay them more. This is an employees bargaining chip.
If you're wearing headphones like we are, I'm sorry. I apologize, because that is just creepy, just shy of sniffing our hair.
Free money from the government. Free money. Don't tell anybody.
Fantastic. $1 trillion. I got to tell. Here's another.
Because of the actions we've taken, things have begun to change. End of quote. In the past 3 weeks.
End of quote. That's like I was reading. Poor Bob Dole passed away. His obituary. End of message. This is a good one. I did like this one.
Parking lot of a fast food restaurant, so the children could use the internet to get their homework done. This is the United States of America, for God's sake.
United States of America, for God's sakes.
United States of America.
United States of America.
Here's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I love the word salad.
Yes.
And let's listen in. He's speaking in Illinois right now.
And the Ohio, Pennsylvania, I'm from Pennsylvania. The Illinois president of Don Harmon, State Senator Laura Murphy, State Rep Martin Moylan, and we got great labor leaders here too.
Oh my goodness.
Tim, where's Tim? There you go, Tim. Thank you. Thank you, pal. AFL-CIO State President. And Jeff Isaacson, United Brotherhood of Carpenters, and Don Finn, IBW, and Reader, R-E-I-T-E-R, Reader, Chicago Federation of Labor. And folks, that's how we beat COVID-19.
That's how we do it.
That's how we do it. And by the way, he's trying to get the names of all his union reps in there. Yeah.
And Cavuto tossed him at the exact perfect time of him just.
And right after that, he comes back and he's like, "Okay, we'll check back in there later on."
Is somebody going to help that man? Is somebody going to help him?
We're hoping the ambulance is on the way.
Here's another one.
When you build a charging station, it's like back in the day when my grandpa worked for the American Oil Company back in the turn of the 1920 in that area. They went from state to state convincing people that they allowed them to put 20,000 gallons of gasoline under the ground. They didn't want them around. But
something about something.
Oh, at the beginning.
Parenthetically, when you build a charging station, it's like back.
I still haven't figured out Jargy.
I'm hoping we get Jargy stations here.
We'll do one more. We got to take a break. This was one of my favorites as well. This is him worried about older people when it comes to COVID. Joe Biden worried about people of advanced age.
I'm worried about families and elderly grandparents and what their lives are at stake. Everyone is a little harder. So, grandmom can walk out without having, out of her porch without worrying about falling, can take care of herself, can be left alone. They're going to keep working to pay the bills.
She won't be confused like me.
That COVID apparently makes you fall down steps and other things. We're going to take a break. That is your Commander-in-Chief. I'm Trey Radel. This is The Drive. We'll be right back.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Experience really does matter. Hi, this is Vincent Napoleon. We're currently experiencing a very different real estate market. Is this a bubble? Is it going to last? Should I sell now or should I buy now? With over 30 years of living and working right here in Collier County, I know I can help guide you through. If you're currently thinking about selling your home or buying a home, please reach out to me today. Recognized by the Wall Street Journal and Real Trends magazine as one of the nation's top performing agents with a #1 firm, Coldwell Banker. You know, it costs you nothing to meet with me, but will cost you thousands not to. Please go to thatradioad.com, again, thatradioad.com, or feel free to email me at thatradioad@gmail.com, thatradioad@gmail.com. Vincent Napoleon, thank you.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. Dr. Varvaris in studio with us. Dr. Varvaris, you're a concierge physician in a time of long waits, scheduling months out. What does it mean to be a concierge physician?
Well, I made a decision a long time ago that I was going to provide medical care the way I would wish medical care to be provided to me. So I'm kind of focusing it on sort of an old-fashioned situation where I'm the only provider in my office. I don't have any underlings. I have a limited staff. I spend time with my patients. I focus on them. I want to get to know them. I want to be friendly with them. I want to know the details of their care. I want to work with them as a team to accomplish goals for them. I enjoy doing so. I want people who want to get healthier. It's not just fearing disease. It's loving health. So that's where I'm coming from in terms of concierge medicine.
Dr. Varvaris is based in Naples. Again, this is your concierge physician. The attention is on you. Personal one-on-one care. Here's the website. Go to mddocv.com. Here it is again, mddocv.com. Dr. Varvaris, mddocv.com.
Matt and Justin here with Island Air with some great news for all of Southwest Florida. When the time comes to replace your old, outdated air conditioning system, you don't have to pull from any of your fund money to do so.
Over the past year and a half, we know that many people have sacrificed their vacations.
Now, for a limited time, we are including a vacation voucher with the purchase of your new home air conditioning system. Redeemable for cruises and luxury condos in many countries around the world.
It's your choice with a qualified purchase of a cruise or condo resort voucher. You can choose 4,500 different resort options, 106 countries around the world.
Please take the opportunity to let Island Air take you to the islands or many other places around the world.
A vacation can be yours with the purchase of a new air conditioning system. Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher. Just give us a call, 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it. Guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Trey was in Congress. Mark Levin was in the White House. And now they're right here. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
I'm not singing. I'm just mouthing the words. Sound like I'm constipated.
A lot of the music around that time did.
Does that sound constipated? Don't you forget about me. Right? That was kind of the voice. It's not bad. Don't you. Like over enunciated. I don't know if that's because they're British. Are they British? I believe they are.
I don't know.
Don't you. Right? Is that the song? Don't You Forget About Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple Mind.
Hey! Don't you forget about me. That sounds creepy. God, I hope you don't have headphones on. That would be awesome. I'm looking at two people with headphones on. I can't even stand to hear it. I'm like, God, who is the creep with the crazy deep voice in my ear. Is that Joe Biden sniffing on me? You have such pretty hair, young girl. Joe Biden. 2020. Actually, you could probably do one for each year. I like your hair. Joe Biden.
Luckily,
1990-something.
He's slowed down to the point that he can't keep up with any hair. And so he's not sniffing anything lately.
Yeah, just his meds.
Yeah.
Meaning he crushes up and snorts them? I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know. I don't even know what's going on anymore. What this segment is about. I think this segment's about Joe Biden.
Can you crush up and snort Geritol?
Metamucil? It's already crushed? I don't know. I haven't taken a good crap in a while. Let me inject this Metamucil into my veins. Can I liquefy this?
Can you do that?
Shoot it into my veins.
As long as it gets there, right?
I think, actually, it's supposed to go through the stomach. So.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. That's a great medical question. I mean, aside from all the COVID-related questions, if you shot Metamucil into your veins, what would it do? Probably not good things.
No.
I doubt it.
No.
But would it make you have a good poo is the question.
I mean, it's running through your blood, so I don't think so.
Yes, I think it's supposed to go through your
I mean, they send you to the doctor
stomach.
when you have blood in your stools, though.
This and more irrelevant facts coming up next, right here on The Drive.
Well, let's talk about blood in the stool.
Okay.
I mean, like 90% of U.S. males above the age of 50 have hemorrhoids. And you might, if you wipe, it's there. And I know that I'm speaking to a substantial amount of the audience that has hemorrhoids.
Oh.
It's okay. It's okay.
What were we going to talk about?
Not this.
I don't know. Joe Biden.
Oh, Biden.
It's like a hemorrhoid on the White House.
Well, there you go. I have one pain in the ass for the next.
Joe Biden, the hemorrhoid on the White House that just won't go away, bleeding the country dry. I mean, how much?
There you go.
Can I keep going with this?
Yeah.
You could, but you probably shouldn't.
The white porcelain place that we call the White House.
There you go.
With the big bowl on top that Joe Biden is taking a big dump in. Okay, I'm done. Sheesh.
You promise?
Yes. Looking at a picture here of Joe Biden. Oatmeal for brains. Is it oatmeal or grits now, by the way?
Cream of wheat.
Cream of wheat.
Yeah.
That. Cream of wheat. President Cream of Wheat.
Grits are pretty good, too, because, I mean, they're really useless, flavorless, colorless.
Excuse you.
Yeah, with grits you got to do salt.
They are.
Grits are amazing.
Grits are basically just paste you're eating instead of using as paste.
If you add butter and pepper and a little bit of adobo, you are so golden.
Did you say adobo?
Yes.
Oh.
I put that on everything. Ever since I met my husband, I've used it more and more. And I just put it on everything.
It's awesome. It's a great flavor.
Stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, but in grits, it's awesome.
I have to try. I've done sriracha, which is a bit of a... Do you like sriracha?
I do, yes.
It's similar in the sense that it's spicy, but also has that sweetness to it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that week that sriracha was big.
A week?
Yeah, there was like a week. Food Network was doing specials on it.
Oh, it was breaking news.
But it's weird, dude. Listen, it's so... I mean, like, I know the very first time I ever tried sriracha. It was in a diner in Chicago in the 90s. And it was what you put all over your eggs. Remember a dude? He's like, "Oh man, this stuff. You ever had this sriracha?" And actually, he was probably like, "Hey there, guy. You ever had this? It's sriracha." And it was like maybe 5 years ago, sriracha was hot. No pun intended. It was the big thing. And now we're just talking about it because we're talking about let's go back, let's circle back. Here we go from sriracha to adobo to not cream of wheat grits to Joe Biden's brains.
That's more circling back than a press briefing.
I'll circle back more than Psaki.
Yeah.
The thing is I actually do it. I actually circle back and get to answers and questions and stuff we need to talk about. She just
circles around, and we never really
do. It's an endless loop.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
Waiting for the tape to break.
Yes. Here, can you get me that answer? I'll circle back to you. And then a week later, hey, I was looking for that. I'm going to circle back to you. And then I'm going to circle around you. And then finally, you're just going to get lazy and stop asking because that's what happens with the press corps in Washington, D.C.
Well, she's circling back. It's just a very wide orbit, and it'll take probably a few weeks longer than she has there.
She's
in
taking
her
the
position.
scenic route.
Yeah, so you're saying more Pluto rather than Saturn.
Yes.
Definitely not
yes.
Earth.
Definitely a wide orbit. Yes. Yes.
That was the nerdiest reference of all year. That I just did right there. I've had a lot of nerdy-ass stuff all year. That was it. She's the Pluto compared to... All right. Joe Biden is wearing a... Before I get to Joe Biden wearing a mask...
Which is where we're going eventually.
Eventually. So at some point.
In the next 5 years.
Ooh, don't you forget about me.
Oh, wow. Now we're all the way back before what we were supposed to talk about.
So this is happening now?
Yeah.
Yes. If we rewind, though, that was the past.
Yes.
But this is happening now. Have you
By the way, this is live.
This is live. This is live right now.
Yes.
So, have you seen people in their cars wearing masks?
All the time. It is so annoying. They are by themselves.
I know.
Okay, real quick, story time. I was coming down 41 to come to work, and this guy was in his massive-ass truck, right? Windows down, by himself, 2 masks on. I kid you not. The idiocy. And just...
Let me pass stereotypical judgment here for a second, though. Dude's in a big old truck.
Oh, yeah, jacked up short bed. Yeah.
And
it's sad.
And he's masked up, huh?
You can tell he has 2 masks because you can see the hoops around his ears.
I'm being totally...
And all the windows are down.
Yeah.
He's by himself.
I'm being stereotypical. I'm passing judgment. If you got a pickup truck, there's an immediate association of Trump supporter, Republican, gun-toting, would not be wearing a mask.
Yeah, I know at least one Democrat that owns a truck, though.
All Democrats own short bed trucks, which is not a real truck.
Some pissed off people listening right now, calling in, texting furiously in all caps.
Was that like a mini truck? Little shorty?
Oh, the sissy ride.
Oh, we're going to get some hate mail.
Katrina on fire.
Don't care.
This girl is on fire. So, don't you forget about... So, mask wearing. Look, maybe he just walked out of a store where he had to wear a mask. I don't know. If they're wearing 2, probably not.
He was doing 60 miles an hour.
But I see people, though.
I take mine off as soon as I see the door. I can't
I know.
wait to
I'm
get
the same
that
way.
thing on.
Okay, I want to get to COVID protocols on. There are people that actually wear masks and the frickin' visor in their car alone. There are pictures of people around the country, very specifically, mostly California and New York, other hypochondriac societies.
The crazies.
Totally. The absolute insane people of this country that are wearing masks while they're swimming, either in the ocean in California. Swimming or in pools. In pools. And they got their head above, and they're like a doggy paddling or whatever, and swimming with masks on. Yeah, I mean, there's no, first, I mean, just to be normal for a second, there's no science there. Like, if you want to wear a mask, the CDC itself has essentially recognized that cloth masks are totally useless. They're saying that the surgical masks, the one that most people will wear that'll pop on or a store will give you, that those, like, essentially, if you're going to hawk a loogie, if you're going to cough, sneeze, and be a complete a-hole and not cover your mouth, surgical mask might help. But swimming with it? This is the insanity that we're living in. Which brings me to what we were supposed to start this segment with 20 minutes ago. Right after we heard, don't you forget about me. Joe Biden has been spotted wearing a mask, and there's all these pictures of Joe Biden, our commander-in-chief, cream of wheat for brains, wearing a mask, walking on the beach with his new dog, and he's masked up.
He got a new dog?
Yeah.
Because all the dog owners don't care about masks, people.
Well, he got a new dog. The other dog actually bit the Secret Service several times, so they had to get rid of it.
Maybe it was getting old and senile.
Can you imagine,
just putting that out there?
Secret Service suggesting that Joseph Biden leaves the White House. He's bitten many members of his protection team.
Yeah, I can imagine they're carrying Joe out and they're like, no, not him, the dog. Jeez.
It's so much easier to blame the dog, though.
Yeah, I mean, but I can imagine, like, walking into Biden's room one day, and him in, like, some tighty-whities or like, get out of here! And then biting the Secret Service.
Leaving his dentures behind.
Oh, God, we are terrible. But that would be a Saturday Night Live skit if Biden was a Republican.
Yep,
Honest to God.
absolutely.
Look, they absolutely trashed Ronald Reagan and said that he was afflicted with Alzheimer's, that he was a terrible president, he was a dumbass, this and that, just like George W. Bush. But, of course, Clinton, Obama, Biden, they all get away with it. I mean, Biden would be incredible. Like, if you had the primetime players throughout the years, you know, whether you stretch from back to Belushi to a Farley to Will Ferrell and all these decades, you took the best and had them doing Joe Biden skits, that it would be glorious.
Oh,
it would be hilarious.
It'd be great.
But it brings me back to the story of Joe Biden wearing a mask on a Delaware beach alone. And
he knew the cameras were out there.
Exactly
That's the exact reason why he did it, because he knew the cameras were out there, and he got caught the other day somewhere without one. So he wants to go out there in front of those cameras. And I truthfully believe that when we see people riding around in their Prius with their mask on and their shield inside their car with the air conditioning on and the windows up, I believe that what they're doing is the same reason. Look, I'm driving a Prius. I'm trying to save the planet. And I also believe in saving you because I have a mask on and a shield and I'm triple vaxxed and I'm in line for the next one now. And yeah, I mean, I know that's what it is. These people, they want to signal to you and to everyone that this is me. Look at me. I'm the compliant one and I care.
They can stick that signal where the sun don't shine.
Well, I agree, but that's what it is. I know that's what it is. Look how many of those people, when they go by, have about 9 bumper stickers on the back of the car, and at least one of them has to do with whales.
That's true, though. Whales, turtles, you name it, they got it.
What's the religious one with all of the symbols?
Oh, C-O, whatever.
Coexist.
Yes, coexist. Yes.
They always have those, always. Yeah. They will always be in their car.
Well, it's funny, the only religion that doesn't want to coexist is the atheists. But we'll leave that for another day.
Yeah. So what it is mask theater. And it's virtue signaling. You watch, how many videos have we seen in the past 2 years of, these are just off the top of my head, AOC on the steps of the Capitol. And she is with a very large group of college students. Nobody's masked up at all. And they are sitting down and on top of each other, talking this and that. And someone says, hey, I want to get a picture. No joke. She just openly, flat out says, hey, we're going to get a picture. Everybody mask up. Joe Biden, when they go off to their world meetings in Davos or wherever, all of the G7 leaders, they all they pose 6 feet apart. Look at that. Italy, France, Germany, the United States, all standing 6 feet apart from each other. All of them are masked up. Literally, 15 minutes later, they go to a cocktail party where they all remove their masks and start drinking heavily. And the worst is you see this, the image that came out of Davos and it's come out of Hollywood, out of Los Angeles, California in particular, is these world leaders or actors will go to these parties, and there's only one set of people that are wearing masks. The servants, meaning the staff, meaning the peons, the lowly little ones who are fetching our drinks. Peasants. Go. Exactly. The peasants will be masked up. I don't want to see their faces anyway, but me? I am beyond that. I am thrice vaxxed. And they do what they want. The mask theater is no different from the way that they shut down the restaurants and barbershops and salons and entire cities and go do what the hell they want. Why? Because this is really what we're getting at here. And Ian, you brought it up. The virtue signaling. that is the Democrats' excuse for everything. Leftists in this country feel that they can exert any kind of authoritarian measure over anyone at all at any time, whether it has to do with global warming, COVID, or whatever, because they're right. And that's where I look at them as religious zealots without religion. You know, when you look at religion throughout very dark parts of history, and I'm talking Christianity too, when you've got, hey, we're going to go cleanse these natives and these savages, and we're going to bring God, Jesus Christ, into their life, whatever it may be, or the friggin' crusades from Muslims. All religions have some pretty dark spots in history because you have fanatical people. Fanatics who believe that their cause goes way beyond any of us earthly idiots, most especially those that are underneath them. And that's the way these people in Washington think. It's the way that the elites in Hollywood, New York, and more think. They are better than you. But when you couple that with being a zealot, being that, whether it's the climate or COVID is their religion, then it's a higher cause. And it's something that is beyond everybody and everything. And no matter what they do, they are never wrong. They are always, always right. And they will virtue signal the hell out of it all day and night. That got intense. That all came from, don't you forget. Go ahead, please. Come on, sing.
Don't you forget about me.
And we're going to wrap it up on that.
Wow.
Ian, you want to try it, Ian?
No.
I'm Trey Radel, I think. This is The Drive. We'll be back.
92.5 Fox News. Right.
Hi, my name is Jay, president of Big Island Builders, a custom home builder here in Naples. Have you ever noticed that many of the custom homes in Naples seem to have the same look? At Big Island Builders, we strive to be different. In fact, if you go to our website, you'll see the most unique portfolio of custom homes in Naples. If you want something truly unique, please give us a call at 239-262-6867 and see our homes at BigIslandBuilders.com.
Hey guys, it's Robbie Raw. As an RN and health and fitness expert, I know that self-care from head to toe is so important for a healthy, fit lifestyle. One of my secrets for staying active, fit, and pain-free are my amazing art supports from the Good Feet store. It's not just about what shoes you wear, it's what's in them and how your body aligns from your feet on up. I'm telling you, these were a game changer for me. I am as active as ever, and I feel like myself again. If you have foot pain, knee, hip, or back pain, the first thing you should do is visit the Good Feet store for a free personalized fitting and test walk. I'm not going to stop living my best life anytime soon, nor should you. To be the best version of you, you need to take care of yourself, and the Good Feet store can make that happen. And by the way, when you feel great, you look great, and that's the raw truth. Learn more and find the location nearest you at goodfeet.com.
Hey, this is Papa with Casey, Carrie, and Cody. And as most of you know, when Irma hit in September of 2017, thousands of people tried unsuccessfully to call a roofing company, but all the roofers were so overwhelmed they could not handle or even answer those calls. Now here we are, 4 years later, and many of those same people are still waiting to have their roofs repaired. So, we are implementing our proactive list. If you want to be on our list, call me for our free total inspection. Once we inspect your roof, you will be on the proactive list. If or when the next storm hits, you will have no need to call any roofer because we will be calling you automatically to see if you need help. We can offer emergency repairs and tarp service or whatever your roof requires. Call Papa now for our free total inspection, 945-2700. We believe it's wise to be proactive and it costs you nothing to join our list. Call Papa for our free total inspection at 945-2700. That's 945-2700. Area code 239-945-2700.
License number CCC 1326213.
Wink Weather Authority.
As we look ahead to the remainder of your Thursday evening, expect mainly clear skies and temperatures gradually dipping into the lower to mid-70s. We'll bottom out in the mid to upper 60s overnight tonight and into your early Friday morning with patchy, dense fog possible around the area. Fog lifts by around 9 or 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, leaving mostly sunny skies and a warm Friday afternoon with temperatures topping out in the mid-80s. From the Wink Weather Studio, I'm meteorologist Greg Rule.
Trey Radel now. Mark Levin next at 8. Keep it right here. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Trey, Radel, your host of The Drive Here. It is now time for kind of a year in review, but mostly 2 years of bullshit. You can't say that. Gonna have to have Ian dump me like he's been dumping you all for weeks now, calling and cursing on our show. You evil, evil people, clearly with no morals. So I don't really even have anything formal here because I wanted to bounce around with sound. That sounds like, what am I, rapping? Bouncing around with sound. Or there's a Fish song, Bouncing Around the Room. Bouncing around with sound to just show you what an absolute crap show all of this is.
True international effort to pressure.
Our president is a man who, can't even get anything right.
It's called the Omicron. Come on, man.
Says things that are horrific and confuses things.
We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts.
I mostly agree with this, though.
True international effort to pressure.
Here we are with Omicron spreading rapidly. Cases are through the roof. But you realize that cases don't matter. Cases mean nothing. Cases, it's like I said the other day, it's like hangnails. There is an epidemic of contagious hangnails. The cases of hangnails are through the roof. Yeah, it kind of sucks to have one. You ever oh God, you get one on your finger and it just hurts so bad. Or worse, if you're clipping your fingernails and you cut too close, it's terrible for you. But it's really not a big deal. An epidemic of hangnails across the country. The numbers are up. The only time the numbers matter is hospitalizations. And
it's called the Omicron.
Omicron doing that, contrary to what Biden says? No. It's like a cold. So we look back at where this nonsense started. And we could go through the OG anti-vaxxers to Dr. Fauci to the CDC this week, giving confusing numbers once again. Never, ever forget, though, where this started. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were the anti-vaxxers before Republicans were.
Well, I think that's going to be an issue for all of us.
If and when the vaccine comes. And it's not likely to go through all the tests that needs to be and the trials that are needed to be done. When we finally do, God willing, get a vaccine, who's going to take the shot? Who's going to take the shot?
Now, you could keep that in mind as we return to mandates and more. But you take a look at, again, where this started in the absolute 2 years of bullshit we've been fed. Do you remember this?
Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet. But it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is. And often, there are unintended consequences. People keep fiddling with the mask, and they keep touching their face.
And can you get some schmutz sort of staying inside there?
The 60 Minutes correspondent, because they're not just reporters. They're correspondents. They've got big names. The correspondent there talking about, hey, you're wiping around the schmutz. Feel like it's like an old SNL skit. Hey, Ditka, I'm just watching the Bears game there. Watching Ditka and the Bears taking over, but here I am eating chicken wings to the point where I'm about to have a heart attack and I got all this schmutz all over my face. Can you lick it off me? We go from...
That's just downright nasty there, Ted.
But delicious.
There you go.
We go from don't wear masks to...
As to whether or not two masks are going to be better than one mask. But, if you use common sense and say until we get the data, if a physical barrier with one mask works, it makes common sense that two layers or three layers, and you should have a double layer mask and one mask.
Triple wrap it!
But if you want to put an extra mask on, there's nothing wrong with that. We can't.
And you see people today still swimming in the ocean with masks on in California, people in pools with masks on, drivers in their car alone, triple masked with face shields on.
Joe Biden on a beach all by himself. Oh, him and his dog with a mask on.
With a mask on, even though he will go to cocktail parties in Washington, D.C. and not wear them. Even though he will go back to his home state of Delaware to ice cream shops where it says, please wear a mask and not mask up. Once again, oatmeal for brains president is contradicting himself left and right, just like Fauci. And so we hear these contradictory messages like we continue to today. I'll get to the more recent stuff, but with Fauci, that's just one example. Here's something else that we were told, that we were sold on. Before masks weren't a thing, wait a second, they're a thing, wait a second, we got to mandate them. Do you remember? We can't mandate vaccines.
We cannot require someone to be vaccinated. That's just not what we can do.
Needless to say, the right of women to make decisions about their own bodies is not negotiable.
No, definitely not. You don't want to mandate and try and force anyone to take a vaccine. We've never done that.
Our interest is very simple from the federal government, which is Americans' privacy and rights should be protected.
It is a matter of privacy to know who is or who isn't.
We don't want to be mandating from the federal government to the general population. It would be unenforceable and not appropriate.
Perhaps the federal government should step in and issue mandates, and if not, are you putting the needs of unvaccinated people ahead of
That's not a leading question.
Well, I think the question here, one, that's not the role of the federal government.
No, I don't think it should be mandatory. I wouldn't demand it be mandatory. First, we must increase vaccinations among the unvaccinated with new vaccination requirements.
And there Biden kicks it off. Why? Well, the answer is simple. What do we need to do now that everybody, that a substantial amount of the population is vaccinated?
The bottom line, we're going to protect vaccinated workers from unvaccinated coworkers.
So we went from masks are useless to wear 3 masks to the government is going to mandate masks whenever you are traveling. We went from we can't mandate vaccines because we have serious concerns with privacy. Oh, also that thing that we've been talking about for generations, my body, my choice, to mandated vaccines to, again, protect the vaccinated from the unvaccinated, which still makes no sense whatsoever. Then the final straw. I still cannot believe these words were uttered out of a president of the United States' mouth. Tyranny.
This is not about freedom or personal choice. It's about protecting yourself and those around you.
And we look at our country today where it was this week we played the NYPD scaring the hell out of a 7-year-old and removing him from a restaurant because he didn't have his papers. The mom didn't have the papers for the kid. We are now flirting with the idea of mandatory vaccinations to be able to fly domestically. It's worth saying again, like, I don't think a lot of the American public has thought that out. And let me speak to people, too, who already have their 2 shots and now are like, I don't think I'm going to get the booster. I'll wait and see. That definition of fully vaccinated could change at any moment. My personal belief is that we're going to actually end up eliminating, under the Biden administration, end up eliminating the term fully vaccinated and just be in compliance or up to date. And you will have to have these continuously to fly domestically. We have family, so many of us that live here. You've got family in other parts of the United States. You just think about some emergency family situation and you've got to get home quickly. You can't make the, 16-hour drive to Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, whatever it may be. How about the almost 24 up to Massachusetts? You got to fly, and you're not going to be able to unless you and I use this phrase because it's important to use language that means something. And if it's provocative, it's because it makes some people uncomfortable. The government is telling you you cannot fly domestically unless you shoot a crappy product clearly a crappy product, into your body. You cannot hop on a plane unless you take this product, put it into your body, a product that has been proven for 2 years now to be meh at best. That's the level there that I'm rating it. From, wow, that's really good, to meh, to doesn't do a thing. But by the way, we're maybe, 60, 90 days out from doesn't do a thing? All we need is another new variant. All we need is just something else for Pfizer, Moderna, or any one of these idiots to tell us, oh, yeah, well, it's not our fault. It's the unvaccinated's fault. I mean, think about what they're saying there, by the way. The government and all these big pharma companies is, our product is not working because of the people who didn't take our product. That is the logic that we're in, the world that we're living in, once again, is...
The bottom line, we're going to protect vaccinated workers from unvaccinated coworkers.
This has to stop. This has to stop somewhere, sometime. We're going to get into 2022 here, a political year for midterms. Democrats already feel the heat just because of all of the domestic issues, international issues, and more. I believe that if they end up going with the mandatory vaccinations to fly domestically, that you're going to see even more backlash. See, what something like that ends up doing is, yes, you motivate people, by the way, I want to be clear here, who are not anti-vax. People who are just for freedom and freedom of choice. You motivate them politically. You get them out. You get grassroots organizations. You get people fired up. But I've shared with you, too, that there are polls across the country that suggest that there's a pretty substantial amount of Democrats who think that the Biden administration has gone way too far with mandates, as well as the private sector and federal government penalizing people. And I think that flights fit right in there. You know, you're always going to have a section of the leftists, authoritarian leftists in this country who just blindly follow, listen, obey like the absolute sheeple they are. But I still have faith in America that there's still a pretty big cross-section of Americans that are comprised of Republicans, Democrats, Independents, and more, who are looking at this and saying, Biden, clearly you're incompetent, but now these rules and what more are insane. And they look at some of the fanfare that's been going out there like this, and even they're disgusted.
I'm a Fauci groupie. I'm a thrice vaccinated mask adherent. I buy KN95 masks by the, caseload. They're in every pocket. I wear them everywhere except when I sit down. And I am certain that this is not a variant I can outrun. And I wonder where you think the sort of conversation is heading at this moment.
I'll tell you where it's not heading. What that anchor on MSNBC represents is everything that we hate about the media. They live in their own little world, and there's basically two little places, Washington, D.C., and New York City, but more specifically Manhattan, Midtown Manhattan, which is comprised of abundant with wealthy white liberals that are absolutely out of touch. They believe in radical policies until it affects them in some way. Great example is when the riots began to mount in New York City. These white wealthy liberals all wanted, defund the police for months, and then they end up hiring their own private security to take care of them on their nice places on the Upper East Side and West Side. That anchor is psychotic, and she is one of the leaders of a cult. While those voices sound loud to us because they are amplified being on the media, I think that there is a large group of Americans, and again, it includes some Democrats, who have said that enough is enough. We have got to get back to normal. We tried everything. I've shared with you that polling, and I use New York City as a microcosm because I worked there this past year on the mayor's race, and I saw these numbers and wanted to better understand, like, how can these people just roll over and take it? Well, how can they accept that de Blasio is going to cancel school for a full year? How do they accept that people are not allowed into places, that there are more shutdowns? How do they accept that their streets are being taken over by mentally ill people, gangbangers, and murderers? Just accept all of this. And the overwhelming answer was they would do anything, they would sacrifice anything just to get back to normal. But, and this is a huge but. That didn't sound right, did it? It's a huge but. Not like a booty, just a big but. Which is, we've been there, done that. We've tried it. We've tried everything you said. Mayor Dildo de Blasio, or incoming Mayor Eric Adams. We've tried everything you said, Gavin Newsom in California, Lori Lightfoot in Chicago. We did everything while you hypocritical a-holes broke your own rules. You told us not to do this. You did it. You shut down our restaurants. You fine dined. You shut down our salons and barbershops. You went and got your hair cut. You hypocritical pieces of trash. I'm telling you, there's a sentiment out there that is brewing where Democrats are sick and tired of their own. And this and everything that's happened is lighting a fire, I think, under Republicans' asses to better organize, to better understand a message that all Americans want, which is just their basic freedom. 90-some% of my political philosophy is just stay the hell out of my life. Leave me alone. Leave my stuff alone. I'll pay some taxes. Don't piss them away. National security, I get it. Please, go for it. At times you've done a great job. Other times you've failed. But other than that, stay out of my life. And I think that new Republican Party is best represented by our governor. Which I wrap up with this. If you haven't heard this week, yesterday, Washington Post running op-eds that talk about, hey, you know what, Joe Biden, you just got to get used to it. The op-eds are saying that we need to keep businesses open, that we just need to learn to live with this. You have MSNBC and CNN anchors questioning the CDC and saying, well, okay, so everything you told us about quarantines and vaccines, all pretty much wrong since you've recalculated and revamped and changed your message entirely, whether the numbers and efficacy rates and more. Is it time that we just move along? And I look at that, again, Washington Post, some hints of it in the New York Times, as well as other leftist publications, and really what they're coming around to is, hey, you know what we should do? What Florida's been doing for 2 years. We live in the greatest state of these United States of America, and I look forward to 2022. I think it's going to be a great year. Politically, we're going to have tons of awesome stuff to talk about, and I really hope that others, whatever political bent they may have, however they feel, take a look at what we've done here in Florida, and it'll be a leader for the nation. And maybe at some point we can return to some semblance of normalcy away from the insane, psychotic octopus arms that have been just wrapping this country up from the federal government, and let the states do what they got to do. I mean, after all, after Joe Biden said that he was going to, you know what he was going to do.
What I would say is I'm going to shut down the virus, not the country. Yeah. I'm not going to shut down the country. I'm going to shut down the virus.
But, of course, he couldn't. And
look, there is no federal solution. This gets solved at a state level.
Let's hope so for 2022. I had a great year with you all this year. I love so much hanging out with you. Thank you, as always, for your emails, your texts, and your calls. That does it for us here tonight and this 2021. What another bizarre-ass year. What another weird year. But remember, when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. For Ian and Katrina, I am Trey Radel. Stay safe out there. Happy New Year. We'll be back on Monday. Bye now.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
as 2021